Alright, guys, Dieter here from Beer Idiots, still streaming live from Brussels. An interesting guy also that I got in touch with online. He is natively from Sardinia, Italy, and
Yeah.
now lives 15 years in Hong Kong. So, what does an Italian guy do in Hong Kong? And without further ado, I introduce to you to Luigi Coradduzza. Luigi, how are you? How is it in
Coradduzza,
Hong
yeah.
Kong?
All right, all right. Yeah, I've been 15 years in Hong Kong here. I'm originally from Sardinia, as you said, and I'm just a teacher here. Okay, I'm teaching, and I absolutely love beer. So actually, I've been loving beer. I'm trying to find the camera. Okay. I love beer since actually I was a uni. I just started when there was not such thing called like craft beer. Okay, at the time there was like just imported beer. There was German beer, Belgian beer,
Ah,
there
louder.
was English beer. Yeah, at the time I used to take my first car. There was a Fiat Panda, yeah, when I was like 18 years old, and I used to just drive to the wine shop, the bottle shop. We don't have like license like in another country there, so I just to get all the bottles I have. I mean, all the bottles I could find. So that started my passion of beer. I used to start to collect all the bottles, but then for
Was not
the reason of
scalable.
space, I had to stop. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I had to stop. But that was the start. Yeah. Then after many years, I just graduated. I started languages and literature. I ended up living in Spain, and now I end up in Hong Kong. And then just few years ago, there just like happened that massive explosion of craft beer here in Hong Kong. I mean, in the US, for example, it's been happening till the 90s or whatever. But here in Hong Kong, it happened like 6 years ago, maybe something
Okay,
like
so
that.
it's relatively
Yeah.
new, the scene in Hong Kong.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Before that, in Hong Kong, you could find like the classic, traditional Belgian beers, the classic, the English ale and the German, like the classic ones, the traditional one. But you're not able to find any, for example, American craft beer,
Okay.
where they were already around at the time, but it's not absolutely available in Hong Kong. Yeah. Yeah, but then suddenly, I don't know how it happens. Suddenly, just started popping up shops and selling craft beer from the U.S., from everywhere in Europe, and you say, "Wow, this is beer," I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
So I don't know how it happened. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tell me. Yeah.
yeah. So you went from Barcelona then, and you lived in Hong Kong. How was that? Is it in Hong Kong with English you can get around there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly. Yeah. In Hong Kong, English is one of the official languages.
Hmm.
You just need basically Cantonese for if you go to the market, something like this, for the old ladies. But you can get around with Cantonese.
Yeah,
But sorry,
and
with English. Yeah, yeah.
15 years ago, what was your sector? You were not into beers then.
No, no, no. I mean, when I arrived to Hong Kong, I was actually in Barcelona. I was working logistic. I mean, I was working at a logistic company, just not related to beer at all. I mean, still love beer, whenever I had the chance to love beer. But at the time, the beer scene was pretty weak. You
Hmm.
can find just like the bar, they have like the classic imported, like the traditional Belgian, German, English beer, which are always new, and people say, oh, which one is good? They ask me whatever. But beside that, it's a regular thing. I was working at a logistic company. Then for a live happening, I had to move to Hong Kong,
Hmm.
and I became a teacher. And at the time, the most interesting beer you could find here was like fucking Chinese imported corn rice beer. That was terrible. Um, yeah, It's kind of
Yeah.
very, very, very bad beers from China here. Yeah.
Tell us a bit about the craft beer scene in Hong Kong. It's like 6 years old, and how is it now? Is it already on the top, or is it still emerging? Is the market saturating there?
I will say that till maybe, yeah, probably 5, 6 years old they start the importing, but now in Hong Kong, for the tiny Hong Kong is, we have like kind of maybe around 20. I don't know exactly the number. I don't want to say anything wrong, but around 20 local craft beer breweries,
Mm-hmm.
and the level actually is quite good.
Okay.
Uh, we have few I would say world class breweries. They have been going around for in the world for kind of just Mikkeller Festival, this kind of festivals, and they're quite good. They're quite good, and they also just they work as partner with importers. So actually, the beer scene is pretty nice. For example, there is one of the breweries here. I don't know if I can say, uh, Yam Master is probably the big brothers here of beers. Okay, Yam Master organized a very big festival that
Mm-hmm.
now should be, for example, at the end of May, but we don't know how it goes with the virus. Probably will be cancelled. Um, and Yam Master, managed to actually create this community. They are kind of really the big brother of beer in Hong Kong, I would say. I don't work for them anything, just the way it is. They were the first probably beer brewers in Hong Kong, and then they create this, just giving advice, giving help to other brewers, and everything grew up actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the festival they have actually is massive. They got like one of the best breweries in the world coming to Hong Kong for this festival.
Okay.
They know what they're doing. Yeah,
What is
yeah.
in the beer scene in Hong Kong? What is the percentage of brewers there? Is it like you have 20, 50, 100 craft brewers there, or how big is the own craft scene?
Well, as I said, we have probably around 20 craft breweries, but I don't know the exact number. Okay, so maybe you need to ask them. But there are a few of them. They are quite good, and they are pretty consistent in the product. And the good thing I will say in the Hong Kong craft scene that they are all very close to each other. Is a
Ah,
kind of friendship. Yeah, it's a
yeah, yeah.
friendship. Yeah. So I should move this way. I'm chasing the camera. Sorry. Yeah. Um, yeah. They're kind of friends, so help each other. That was very beautiful, especially with all the political problem that had Hong Kong lately and everything. It's like kind of community feeling coming. Right? Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. And tell me a bit, in Hong Kong, the people from Hong Kong, is it they follow the general world beer trends, like now the coming of the IPAs, the hazy IPAs, the fruitiness, before more the stouts, now more the wiser things? Is it like they follow
Mm.
those trends, or they have specific styles that they like more?
I will say that, yeah, IPA was always the first trend in Hong Kong. IPA was the
Hmm.
first trend. Then it was like the first winter or the second winter after the explosion of the craft beer scene. Of course, everybody was into stouts. But I'm talking about general public, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
The general public, yeah, because then of course you got the more experienced drinker than they drink everything. But the general public is first of IPA. So you go to a tap room, for example. I remember this particularly. I went to a tap room once and they had like maybe like 24 taps, and 13 of them were IPAs, and I was very bored about that because I said, yeah, come on, can you have anything else? I just
Don't
yeah,
you have
it
anything
was bored.
else?
Yeah, just APA, APA, APA. You get bored, in the long run. And yeah, but then of course now people generate more awareness, and so of course the beer community in Hong Kong is not very wide. So you can't, the most of drinkers in Hong Kong actually they still drink Carlsberg and those things, just commercial beers. But the beer community in Hong Kong is very knowledgeable. So they are kind of beer geeks in yeah. So actually, I will say that the market of beer in Hong Kong is just aiming at the beer geek community. So we
Okay.
have a wide variety of beer. I will say the kind of sour beer lately, fruity sour beer, have been very popular because the people that I got my girlfriend doesn't like beer, but got the
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
this kind of yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And
Uh,
what are the main countries where the beer comes from in Hong Kong? Is it like the typical American is a big market for import, I assume?
Not really, because the geographical facts of Hong Kong there is in between of everything. Basically, we have an equal distance from Europe, America, and Australia, New Zealand. So actually, we get a lot of stuff, and especially we can get a lot of stuff from Australia, and New Zealand. That is basically is like kind of dark corner for Europe and America actually. But they make very awesome stuff as well. Yeah,
Oh, cool, cool. So,
yeah.
and to go a little bit more into the Asian beer scene in general, is there? Well, you guys drink a lot of beer, I assume, from Japan, China, Taiwan, and so.
I will say. Probably I would relate about the China thing about a political issue. So there is a kind of separation. So I don't want to talk about that. But Taiwan, the scene in Taiwan is quite good. There are a few breweries in Taiwan. They are actually very doing very well. And I will say another country. Everybody expects Japan. No, Vietnam. Vietnam's they have like very good brewers. Now, Japan as
Okay.
well, but Japan they just keep like kind of average. They don't want to disappoint anyone. But Vietnam, yeah.
Also Vietnam, and why is that? Are they picking up the newer styles and they experiment more, or is their base beer very good? Their traditional beers.
No, no, no. Actually, Vietnam is quite modern breweries. Also in Hong Kong as well. Well, this is the difference. Japan they keep them on the traditional way. But for example, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Vietnam, also Thailand. Thailand started with political thing they need to produce in Cambodia. But they just come modern breweries, so they can produce like any modern style, like kind of pastry stouts. Yeah.
Uh,
So yeah,
okay.
yeah, is that?
And yeah, you're also. I noticed you on Facebook. I think your webcam is doing a little bit weird because I think you're. Yeah, all right, you're back. Yes, you're back.
Yeah.
Your
I just
webcam's
moved the
okay.
phone. Yeah.
So, I noticed also you love to cook.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, yeah, that's one of my passion. I like to cook. Yeah. I had recently a challenge I finished last year. There was like cook at least one recipe for each country of the world, and I did all the country in the world. Yeah,
Okay, okay. I'm gonna
yeah.
pick up
From
on that
Belgium,
because
I did la carbonara flamand.
oh, that's what I'm gonna make later today. With I'm still
Oh yeah.
thinking of maybe doing a Westvleteren in there.
Uh huh. Oh.
That's like shooting with a bazooka to a mosquito. But also, yeah, what I noticed.
Hey, I lost you. I see only your screen now. Yeah. Hello. It's gone. Well, we're waiting for him to come back. I don't know what happened. That was my pictures. I can't hear anything about here. Hello.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. We're back. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The one you showed rightly there is because once I just now we are all doing shopping online for groceries, and I bought I don't know how I did. I just found out myself with a case of San Miguel, 12 cans of San Miguel,
Oh yeah.
which absolutely, and I say, what can I do? I'm not gonna drink that. So I just create an album on Facebook. That every time I use one, I just create a picture of. I mean, basically, I use them for cooking, which is fine actually.
Yeah.
Using San
Oh,
Miguel
oh.
for cooking is fantastic. Yeah,
Beer
I
bread.
make bread. I make like cooking. Even today, I make a marinated for a Jamaican jerk chicken that is in the fridge now. Yeah. So yeah, it's that exactly. Yeah. Um, no, there's nothing wrong with these beers. They're bad to drink. I think I will. I will do one thing. The last one. Now I have four left. I had 12. I have four left. Probably the last one I will drink it. Maybe. I'm not sure, but maybe. Okay. Then maybe my target is to drink the last one. Just anticipation. Yeah.
How is it with in the beer scene in Hong Kong? Like trading and shopping? Do you guys also trade a lot and send bottles from abroad towards Hong Kong?
I don't know how. I mean, I don't know about private. There are small businesses that, for example, we get a lot of beers that are not really distributed in Hong Kong, but they kind of small shop that gets some stock,
Yeah,
although
that,
we don't have a distribution. But for the private, I can't say because I don't know. Yeah.
and like Hong Kong is like the Western market. I assume you have a brewery. A brewery brews beer and has most of the times a tasting room where you can drink your beer and stuff like that. And then you guys
Um,
have bars and bottle shops.
Yeah, we have everything. Okay. All most of breweries here, they have like their own. I mean, beside the virus of now we got the virus and stop everything. But usually we used to have like kind of visits to the breweries, have a tasting, or have evented breweries. Um, so quite active. And then we got also bottle shops, and then we got also a lot of tap rooms. Some that kind of link to the breweries as well. You can,
Okay.
yeah. So actually, the beer scene is quite good because we have pretty good beers locally. I won't complain. I would say, for example, I'm from Sardinia. When I go back to Sardinia, I'm sorry. For example, I'm wearing a T-shirt from a brewery from my hometown now, which is P3 Brewing. Hello, if you see it. But the scene there is pretty much traditional. It's not very, it's very traditional brewing. There is not much creativity. But in Hong Kong, you actually it's a grown up beer environment. I would say that we get everything. You get everything. We go top class breweries. We go bottle shop that can import legally or not. I don't know. But anyway, they import absolutely everything, and and then we are in the middle, so we can get the
Yeah.
tasting of any continent. So that's very good. Yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with that.
Yeah, and neighboring countries also are producing good quality of craft. You mentioned already Vietnam there.
Yeah, it's true. I would say that probably in Asia, we don't have much distribution of other Asian country here. Sometimes it comes the festivals, so where they just come the Korean or the Vietnamese or the Japanese, and then for a while you see the beer. But yeah, it's going around anyway. If you travel around Asia when it's allowed to, you find good beer anywhere. It's not. And everywhere is like the international American standard beer. So now what is created by the American standard craft beer.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's the modern beer, not the traditional beer. But I will say that Japan, for example, is pretty linked to the traditional beers rather than the modern American ones.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
are there any like local and strange ingredients that people in Hong Kong like to use in their beer, or people from neighboring Asian countries?
Well, I don't know about other countries, but yeah, I was seeing in Hong Kong. There are some, they try to put their local cuisine
Mm-hmm.
into. I see my picture is frozen now. Uh, anyway, you see the local cuisine ingredients into beer. That was quite common. Sometimes there is one release of a beer with some local ingredient. Yeah, it's quite pretty normal. I guess it happens everywhere. Yeah, in Asia.
Yeah,
Just follow the cuisine.
and also I noticed that there was a brewer trying to make a beer of the I lost the name, the very smelly fruit.
The durian.
Yeah, 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 correct.
I don't know about that. I don't really know about that. Uh, I
Uh,
feel everything frozen here. All the pictures. Can you see me normally, right?
what?
Can you see me in my normal
Yeah,
picture
I see you
because my
perfectly.
picture
No
is all
problem.
frozen? Okay, so
Yeah,
no problem. I keep
no
going.
problem.
Yeah, yeah, because it's all frozen here.
And what is yeah? If we go a little bit into the recent pandemic things, what is in Belgium? We're now in a situation that the lockdown is beginning. Like bars need to be closed for a month. Hong Kong is already past that period, I assume, or
I will say that Hong Kong started earlier, but the situation in Hong Kong has been a very flat line for a while. And then suddenly we got all the like kind of the students, everybody coming back to Hong Kong, and yeah, so we have a lot of new cases. Basically, actually, the 80% of new reported, but there are still Hong Kong students, for example, Hong Kong people living abroad is just coming back.
yeah,
For the
yeah.
beer, I will say that there is a regulation actually about the beer here. Now, basically whoever has a restaurant license can operate, but I think they can open after 9, after 10. They have the time limits at night. While those that have only the bar license, they're not allowed to open for 2 weeks. Yeah,
Okay. And what
yeah.
do you expect that the impact is gonna be? Is it like in Europe, we think that a lot of smaller bars and brewers will get really in financial problems, depending on the
Yeah,
country, of course.
there is a big problem for the local business. But the fact that most of the places have a restaurant license, they may help because they can still keep open during daytime. There are some help from the government, but for what I heard, they're not really enough.
Mm.
So I don't know. I don't know. I will be. Also depends how long it will be. Now they say just 2 weeks, but then we don't know
Yeah.
if it will be longer than 2 weeks, right? Yeah, because
Yeah.
everything is like
And like in Belgium, we're all the bars and the brewers now starting to deliver on their bicycles, bringing their product locally to the market, to their local commune. In order to, yeah, you brew the beer, you need to get rid of it, you need to sell it. Are there also things like that getting in place in Hong Kong, like more local
um
deliveries and orders?
yeah, there are local there is one of the breweries that particularly like the action. What they did is that you can basically pick up a member of their team to deliver the beer to you, and they will come to your
What's the
home
name
and
of
you
the
can drink
brewer?
with them. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They have like four. Yeah. There is it's a fun thing. Yeah, yeah. You can choose the member of them. There are kind of two boys and two girls. You can choose one of them, and then they come to your home and they bring the beer. They say they're perfectly clean and they don't stand, the distance 1.5 meters and all this kind of thing, and then we drink with you.
And they drink with you.
Yeah, I don't know if it's real. I mean,
Ah,
I've seen these. being advertised, but I haven't seen anybody enjoying that. I mean, I know them personally, so I don't know. I will be in real life. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea. It's fun. Also, they make like promotional video of them like being washed before going to deliver the beer. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you
It's cool.
also
Yeah.
ever did something more like judging of beer and the the tastings or?
No, no. I go like the basic like the Cicerone beer circle exam that I took online, but I want to take the beer judge examination probably next year. Yeah, I want to study for that and get because I like actually to go to write reviews of beer and yeah. So probably I'm gonna take that and then see kind of retirement job or something. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. In terms of yeah, let's software applications, I assume if you're in Hong Kong, you guys use something like
Yeah.
Untapped or something, or are there in Asia other applications that are totally not used in Europe?
No, no. Everybody use like the international apps like Untapped. Arabia is done now. Um, which eventually people use Rate Beer for like their own inventory. Oh, I tried this beer or not. But I would say that Untapped is the most popular one.
Uh, uh, yeah, I recently saw you getting an account on Brewver while I was doing a
Oh yeah, yeah.
stream.
I haven't tried that. I registered in there, but I haven't because yeah. I just use, for example, I'm still a red beer user, but why? I don't care about the social aspect of it. It's just because it's my. I've tried this beer or not. It's my just my record. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
yeah,
Um, yeah, final question, a bit to wrap it up. Luigi,
yeah.
if there is a definition of craft beer, is there one? And if yes, what is in it?
Craft beer. Well, we did the definition of craft beer. Craft beer should be something that is produced with like a small quantity, natural ingredients, and so it's like like when you join the police to serve, and this kind of answers.
Are there
Yeah, I would
do's
say
and
what is
don'ts
what
in
is craft
craft?
beer? Yeah. Sorry,
Are
can you
there
say again?
do's and don'ts in craft?
No, I don't think there are do and don'ts because now there are many people that are against like the new wave. For example, the traditional styles of beer. I've noticed in the beer community the traditional styles, like even the traditional IPAs, whatever, West Coast IPA, especially in the US. The West Coast IPA, the pure, they'll be transparent, piney and raisiny. But then they are against like the New England IPA or the stouts. They are against the pastry stout. It became like the Italian talking about carbonara, well, which is about yeah. I mean, I think that oops, sorry, my camera just went down. Yeah. Um. Yeah. I would say they're not. I think they are not don'ts. They are not don'ts. I
Hmm.
think the craft beer should be experimentation and try new things all the time. Yeah.
Are there
Because yeah. Sorry.
are there
Go ahead.
things that really upset you in craft when people do that? Some like that really.
No, because I think that everybody has a different taste. So, for example, I don't like very, very kind of dry hopping beers, but somebody like them. But it's freedom. Yeah. So I don't like anything. If somebody want to play with beer and just make beer with chocolate, with cream, with eggs, why not? Just
Yeah,
try. Maybe it's good. I think it should be. The thing of craft beer is that should be open to anything. Then if it doesn't work, okay, we don't do it again. If it works, why not? It can be a new style. Like New England IPA. It just came out the other day.
Yeah.
basically, and just with a lot of hops. And before it was, oh, too much hops. Oh, it's not good. Hop burn. So different ideas,
Yeah.
right? So just need to try.
Where do you see the Hong Kong craft scene within 2 years?
I don't know. Um, I think though we have few breweries among the lot, so probably four or five breweries. They are doing very, very well. But
Hmm.
I think these things depends on the geopolitics. So we can say that. Like, yeah, we need to see. We need to see because it depends on the geopolitics. It's not about the quality. I'm sure you go to South Africa, there is not massive export for South Africa, but I think there is a massive brewery. They make fantastic things, but it's not famous because of politics, distribution, and something like that.
Yeah.
So
All right.
yeah, the
Nice.
quality is good. Just need to see
Yeah.
where it goes.
All
Yeah.
right. All right. Cheers to that one. Yeah. Final one. What are you gonna drink today in this weekend?
Well, I got a lot of beer at home because I'm kind of spending my time at home this weekend, and uh, I don't know what I right now. Before we started, I was drinking and actually a garage project in Trillium, New England IPA, which is still there. Yeah, probably is now. I will just finish when it's quite warm. I have a lot of IPAs and New England IPAs in the fridge, which is not my favorite style. I'm a stout guy. I'm an imperial stout guy. I love imperial stouts. I love fat malty beers. But just when you have a lot of beer, the one you need to consume first are all the hoppy ones. So yeah, I got my fridge now loaded of IPAs and similars.
Oh, cool.
Just see where it goes. Yeah, but still more IPAs. I've got some. I got a lot of Australian, Hope Nation, from Australia. They are quite consistent. Yeah, I have a lot of them in the fridge now. Probably have a couple of more later. Yeah, they are quite fresh as well. They've been brewed in January, so should be good.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
All right, Luigi
right.
Coradduzza. Wish you all the
Yeah,
best.
Coradduzza. Yeah.
And
Well,
let's see
thank
each
you.
other soon on Facebook. Eh?
All right, all right.
All
Thank you
right.
for this. See
Cheers,
everybody.
cheers.
Yeah, yeah. Goodbye. Bye.